Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have a very special game for you because we're going to go ahead and look at 3 slabs, and here's the game we're going to play. All 3 of these coins have the exact same grade. They're different grading companies. All 3 of them are actually different grading companies, and I got 3 different dates. Okay, so you've got an 81, an 82, and an 04. The 81 happens to be an S, the 82 is a CC, and the 04 is an O. We got different mint marks, we got different grading companies, we have the same grade. And so what I want you to do is go ahead and look at the coins and tell me which date coin you like the best. And I might as well get this out of the way for those of you who are curious, like what are these funky holders I have? This is a product called Intercept Shield, and I don't know if they're still in business or not, to be honest with you. This product was originally designed to stop coins from getting deteriorated in slab holders. Okay, so we're going to look at all 3 coins closely. I'm going to go in date order, starting with the 81, then the 82, and then the 04. And I want you guys to tell me, before we get to the end of the video, which one of these coins you like the best. And then before I get to the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what grade they are. And then after that, we will reveal los companies. We'll let you know exactly who graded which coin, and you guys can all act surprised. Okay, that's the deal. And I'll give some running commentary. I don't want to overly influence you guys. I will say that the obverse of the 81, that cheeks looks a little cleaner than the 82. The reverse of the 82 is pretty stunning. I mean, that's getting her done, boys. Look at that. You can notice the field qualities, and like I may have already mentioned, all 3 of these coins are a high grade. Let me take a closer look here at this 04. Once again, cheek, really clean. Field, very high reflectivity. The same thing for all 3 of the coins. Let me start a little farther out on this guy. You can get a little bit of a feel for the reflectivity and the overall quality. So this coin, you know, has a little bit more of a haze to it. Now that some of that could have shown up after the coin was certified, it's hard to tell. You know, that's the type of thing that nowadays, some of that haziness, you'd see people either try to dip out or have PCGS or NGC remove. We'll take one last look at our contestants here as they parade down the aisle, just so you can remind yourself which one's your favorite and which one is perhaps your least favorite. So put them in order. We got the 81, 82, and 04. Put them in order. Which ones do you like? Okay, so the grade on all 3 of these coins is MS65 dimple. Dimple meaning deep mirror proof like. And so now that I've let that cat out of the bag, you know, let's just compare reflectivity. And it's a tricky thing, right? Because one of them had, like the reverse on the 82 has, I think, the most contrast. And part of that's because you got a little bit of toning there, and you know, so you get a little bit more of that black and white effect. Let me see if I can manipulate the imagery a little bit for you here or not. I don't know if I can quite get it to really try to get that black and white effect going. One of the tricky parts is that people really like the black and white effect more than anything else when you get to a dimple. But not all of them do, because it has to do with the reflectivity of the field. So this also, the 81 also has really nice contrast. The 04 is interesting because the 04 has really strong reflectivity, but not as strong contrast. So when I say contrast, you notice how the eagle on the right it goes a little bit more black and white. So the background looks more black and the eagle looks white. You don't really see that as much with this 04, and yet the overall reflectivity is really strong. So in other words, if you hold an image, if you hold the coin near an image, it'll reflect the words really well. You can see the words on that popping up on this, and all three of them do that. There's the 80. This is one way that they measure the reflectivity. So what we're looking at is the word sales, they're popping up on the coin. How much of a reflection do you see on that? So that's kind of one measure that they do. All right, so I am going to put these in numerical order here because I don't know if you guys had a favorite or what your favorite was amongst them. But we're going to go ahead and do the big reveal here. This first coin, this 81, that's an NGC graded coin. Would you like the 04? That is SEGs. And where are all my Annex people at? That 82 is an Annex graded coin. So are we buying the coin and not the holder, gentlemen and ladies? What do you like? So the 81 I thought had the cleanest cheek, if I'm looking at the three coins. The 04 actually has the reflectivity, the deepness of the reflectivity on the obverse of this coin is really strong. It doesn't have quite the same contrast. And then the 82 also, is not quite as reflective on the obverse, but has contrast. So you can actually have a coin that has more contrast, but is less reflective. So, and that's why you'll see, especially in some older slabs, you see all these coins that have this real bright finish to them, and they don't have any contrast. They don't have that black and white effect at all, and yet they'll be graded 65 dimples, or they'll be graded dimples. Now to the big whiz-bang pricing show, because I know that's what Pat, tell them what they won. All right, so the 81S in 65 dimple, this is a coin that bids for about $600 in that grade. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. This 040 actually bids for $900 in that grade, and the question is, will you buy an ICG graded coin in a 65 dimple or not? And now that you saw the coin, out of the holder, in the holder, I should say, are you as interested? Are you not as interested? Is this like dating the pretty girl and then you find out she's of the wrong party affiliation politically, and then you're like, oh man, we had a good thing going and now we're breaking up. The 82cc, a pretty big fan of this coin. It has qualities to it that are, I guess you'd call maybe extra credit qualities. You've got just the cheek isn't quite as clean, the field's not quite as reflective, but the reverse is just beautiful, like that's a great looking coin. You kind of want all of them to have that eye appeal. And this coin has a huge price in 65 dimple. This is a $1,700 coin in 65 dimple. So the question is whether or not the collector is willing to pay the same amount. I got a lot of people who tell me how much we should have a revolution and get rid of NGC and PCGS, but until collectors are willing to start paying up for these coins, you're not going to see that revolution happen. And to collectors, to the market's credit or dismay or whatever you want to call it, one of the difficulties is there is a perceived and possibly real difference in quality when you look at ICG and Annex in their consistency when it comes to especially coins like these. Now, I picked all these coins out from a dealer because I liked them all, and I think they're all attractive coins. I think they're all graded accurately, and we shall see just how saleable they are when I try to sell them. All right, guys, leave your comments below. Fire away. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben, the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.